Hello, lovely humans. It is time to make the most exciting Christmas soap. It's the Gingerbread Village soap. I'm so excited. So, first things first, we're gonna be mixing my lye water solution with the oils. For those of you guys who are new around here, lye water is a mix of just regular old distilled water, like the type you can buy, you know, in the gallon jugs at your local grocery store, with something called sodium hydroxide. And some of y'all may be familiar with that by cleaning out your drains, like lots of drain cleaner have sodium hydroxide in it, but it's the agent that works to bind oils and the water together and turns it into a completely new thing, which is soap. So in here I have all my oils. My recipe is down in the description box. It has coconut oil in it, and castor oil, and sweet almond oil, and organic and sustainably grown palm oil, and olive oil. So that's all that I have in there besides the fragrance and the colorants. So yeah, no icky additives in these batches. So the first thing I'm going to do is mix this up. These are both roughly the same temperature, and I've used my thermometer to tell me that. They are within 20 degrees of each other, which is what you want. So I'm going to go ahead and pour them together. You always add your lye water solution to your oils, not the other way around, because if you do it the other way around, you could have an explosion. Also, safety first, I have my gloves on and I have goggles on to protect my eyes because sodium hydroxide can burn you. Now I'm just going to use my stick blender. This is the Cuisinart stick blender. You can get it on Amazon. I will leave a link to the exact one that I use down below, but these are used for cooking, but you know, they can also be used for soap making as well. When you're mixing up your soap, you're trying to bring it to a consistency that looks like pudding most of the time. I tend to only just emulsify it. And emulsification is just when the oils and the lye water are just bound together, so it's still really soupy. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Still really soupy. You can't really see any of the drizzlings on top. That's normally a good way to tell, is to kind of drizzle a little, and if it holds it up a little bit, that's when trace has been achieved. So I'm going to pour some of this off into this bucket that I have here. Just about that much, because I'm going to be doing an accent of 5 different colors in this soap. Yes, 5 different colors. I was feeling adventurous today. And these colors exactly match the embeds on top, and I'm not going to tell you about the embeds. I'm going to leave them a surprise. So I'm going to fill up these little cups with the colors here, about this much. This is going to be unscented because the fragrance that I am putting into the soap is definitely going to turn it brown. And what's the point of putting in, you know, colors and then putting in fragrance oil if it's just gonna turn it brown anyway? So there we go. Excellent. I will mix those up separately. And then into these 2 containers, I'm now going to fill them up, and they're going to have white. So I'm just going to set these to the side. Then I'm going to fill these up with white, about that much. I just want a thin line across the middle of the soap. That's where the color and the white is going to be. In this big batch right here for the color, I am adding a Crafter's Choice. This is from Wholesale Supplies Plus. Gingerbread Brown Mica Powder. I'm adding all of that in there. It is a wonderful color, and I love that as a brown. Now I'm going to individually stir each one of these accent colors with a pipette. So this is a yellow from Nurture Soap Supply. I really like this yellow. This is my favorite yellow. It holds up very good in cold processed soap. This is the Sunshine Yellow. I'm going to do orange next. This is their Orange Vibrance Mica. Again, one of the best oranges I have ever tried. Very potent. Does not fade. Now I'm going to mix the green. This is the Green Vibrance Mica. I really like the greens from Nurture. I really do. Those are my favorite greens. Green Vibrance Mica, I know Apple Green has been discontinued, but there is an equivalent that I really like. And then there's like an Alpine Green, which is like a dark green. I really like that one too. And then there's the purple. And if any one of you guys have made soap before, you know a true purple is kind of hard to achieve unless you just use tons and tons of color. I do not like purple oxides. I think purple oxides are weak, and then once you actually do use them, they tend to be more of a gray purple instead of a true kind of vibrant candy purple. So I love Purple Vibrance from Nurture. And then for the red, this is Really Red Mica from Nurture. Really Red Mica is, again, one of the only red micas I have ever tried that ever makes a true red color. Instead of going like a burnt crimson, that's normally what happens, is they go kind of a brick red or kind of a burnt color, and that is not what I want. I want like a Christmas cherry red, so I really love this color. If I could only suggest one color for you to buy from them, it would be the Really Red Mica. Excellent, so the stirring of the little colorants has been done, and I have made, you know, quite a mess, as is my style. So into these two buckets, I'm going to be pouring, or rather getting out the titanium dioxide. So I'm going to put in about 2.5 milliliters of a titanium dioxide blend, and then I'm going to fill it up again to another 2.5. So it really ends up being about 5 milliliters of titanium dioxide and water. I'm definitely going to stir that up first before I stir up the brown. Okay, that's not nearly wide enough. We're going to have to add some more. Added another 2.5, so now we're at 7.5. Better, that's what I wanted. Okay, so I definitely don't want to over mix. Now I'm going to mix in this brown. I'm going to start just by kind of trapping it underneath, and now I'm going to mix it in with my stick blender. I'm not going to mix too much because I don't want this to get too thick, so where's my spatula? Okay, so I'm going to add the fragrance to the brown, and here's what I'm also going to do. I'm going to pour into these white ones all of the little accent colors. So like, here's the red that I'm pouring in. I'm going to save a little bit. Then here's the green that I'm pouring in. I'm not going to mix this. If you mix it, there's a lot more of a chance of you getting colors that get too swirled together, and then you don't get to distinguish them in the actual soap. I see lots and lots of people that over mix their colors, and then, you know, it all ends up kind of blending together, and I personally just don't like that. I don't like all my colors blended together. I want them to be very separate. So you can see I've just gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and just poured them in like that. I've kept a little bit of extra. I might, you know, it might have not gone down all the way, so it's good to keep a little bit out. I have added my fragrance oil in over here. It smells so good. I have tried lots and lots and lots of different fragrance oils for this. I did not find a gingerbread one that I really liked until I found this one and ended up custom mixing it with another scent. It smells amazing. It has ended up turning my soap a bit of an odd yellow, but that's just for right now. It won't stay that color. Everything is now all mixed up, so let's go and start pouring. The first thing for me to do is to pour in a good bit of the base brown color until it looks about right. Maybe about that much? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, then what I'm going to do is shake this from side to side so it's even all the way down the soap, like so. I'm going to remove the clips. Okay, so now it's time to pour in the white with the colors. Ooh. Pretty. So now you can see why I didn't mix this up, because if I had, I definitely would have lost most of these colors, and they would have all just been kind of mixed together, and it would have ended up looking kind of gross. I still have a little bit left over, but I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. It also works better, in my opinion, to pour faster rather than slower. I'm also going to take the little bits that I have left and just kind of pour it on the top real quick, like this. So now it's time to put the top on, and it's starting to thicken up pretty good. So I'm going to try to mix it up so that it's a little more liquidy, so that when I pour it on, it doesn't kind of indent into the white part. Pretty sure that's going to happen anyway though, so I'm just going to try to be really careful. Shoot! Well, that didn't go according to plan, but whatever, we're going to work around it. So I've put in the second layer, in quotes, because that is the worst second layer I've probably ever done. So I'm going to cover that with the rest of the white stuff that I have here. I don't know, maybe it'll look cool once it's cut into. But I did learn my lesson for the next batch. In the next batch, I will simply split the gingerbread scented portion into 2 separate halves, and put the fragrance in after the white layer has already set up so that I can still pour it and it doesn't get all thick on me. Alright, so this is the ugly soap before I put the top on it. Hopefully whenever we cut into it, it won't look that ugly on the inside, but it kind of does right now. So I'm going to spray this with 91% rubbing alcohol, and then once I have mixed up the frosting, we'll pipe that on top and add the embeds. Okay, so now my frosting has sat for a little while, so I'm going to spritz this again with the rubbing alcohol. I added what little color I had left to the top, just sprinkled it on there. I will show you here. Sorry, the cat's meowing. He wants me to go be with him. Here are all of my gingerbreads that I hand painted, y'all. I hand painted all of them. There were so many. There were so many gingerbreads. And so now I'm going to be piping with my little open star. Well, it's not really a star tip. It's like, I don't know. I've seen lots and lots of people use this, but the piping is still a bit runny, but because of this type of piping that I'm going to be doing, I really need to go ahead and get started. So what I'm doing is I'm starting on the edge there, and I'm just pulling in like this. I really needed to make those other ones a bit thicker. I might go across all the way. Yeah, I think I might just do that or meet in the middle. So to go like this, and then meet in the middle. Because the middle part's not what matters. It's really just the side. And I'm trying to do this to create the illusion of like the piping on top of a gingerbread house. Like I said, it's still pretty liquidy, but because this is the bottom row, it really matters the least for this. See, like I even dropped a little bit there, but really all that matters is that little end bit. That's what we're trying to get straight. And because it's still so loose, it's rather hard to navigate at this point. See, so this video ought to go show you that even though I've been doing this for like 5 years, I still mess up. Doing something often does not guarantee that you're going to do it well or perfect every time. So yeah, what with my brown kind of thickening up too fast and all of that, this has just been a really odd batch. I don't know if I've been super on my game super well today. This is sort of similar to how I do the chocolate decadence soap when I make that. So what I'm realizing now that I should have done, just in case you guys try to do something similar, is what I did over here, which is to make, I'm going to scoot this down, sort of a bubble at the end and then make it smaller. So eventually squeeze a lot and then just go wee and just kind of pull it there at the end. That's what I should have done. So that's what I'm going to do with these next soaps. Okay, so now for the second layer, I'm going to try a little harder. There we go. Gonna mound that up real good on the edge there. Just like so. Like I said, this is supposed to look kind of like the top of a gingerbread house. So I'm gonna try to make it peak in the middle, which would make it look kind of like a roof. And then we're going to put all of the embeds on top. And the embeds are going to really pull the whole thing together. Okay, so now I am just going out like that and out like this. So I'm just essentially making 2 more little dollops and they're kind of overlapping each other. Okay, so now I'm just going to put 1 little dollop in the middle of each of the bars. Again, I'm sorry if you can hear the cat meowing. He is just not happy about the fact that I am not with him right now. Now I'm going to take some Snowflake Sparkle Mica. This one is from Brambleberry. Nurture Soap has one, Brambleberry has one. They're both very comparable. So the first one I'm going to do is the Brambleberry one, and I'm just going to sprinkle this all over, make it super shiny. So my mistake, the Nurture soap is called Super Sparkles, not Snowflake Sparkles. I think the one from Nurture has a bigger micron size, but they both just look really super, you know, glittery and shimmery and wonderful. Okay, so after I put one in each bar, then I'm going to take these, my little gumdrops. Don't these look real? I was so surprised. I got this mold on eBay. I will leave the link to the exact mold that I used, and I'm going to put 3 gumdrops in each little bar. And just like that, with a snap of my fingers, my masterpiece is complete. Okay, so now I'm going to spritz this with 91% rubbing alcohol once more. And I think it needs just a touch more glitter. So I'm going to take this custom blend of glitter that I created and just one more time give it a nice little sprinkle. Now the little men have some glitter on them too, which I think adds to it. Ooh, it smells yummy. So festive. Ooh, this is probably one of my favorites that I've made in a really long time. This is what the soap looks like over here. I'm sure you can see some of the particles of glitter flying around. Isn't it cute? Isn't it gingerbready? Those molds, both of them, both of the molds that I got did so well. And then again, I painted the little gingerbread soaps with my own custom kind of like paint mixture or whatever that I make with mica. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow when we cut up these bad boys and see what they look like on the inside. I'm so scared and excited at the same time. We are back again the next day to cut these soaps. Are they not absolutely gorgeous? I just love the way they look on top after they've cured and hardened up a little bit. So I've already cut one of the batches. Don't worry, I won't tell you anything about it. I'll let you judge for yourself. But something that I noticed that I need to do is push this out a little bit because these little guys on the edge here sort of stick out, and cutting it can kind of smash the embeds a little bit. So I'm going to have to be really careful. Make sure that everything is lined up properly so that nobody gets smashed. But I'm going to put my arm here. I might have waited a little too long to cut this because it's really hard. So now let's pull out one from the middle. Take a look-see. Ta-da! So this is what it looks like on the inside. The camera's not picking it up super well, but these colors on the middle here are very defined. It will continue to darken up as the days go by, but I love this. And look, each one of them has the little gumdrops looking so fancy up there. The fragrance is absolutely incredible. It smells exactly like gingerbread. It is so delicious. Well, I hope you guys totally enjoyed this video. This is definitely my favorite thus far of the Christmas soaps that I've done. If you have, please give this video a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel and maybe even leave me a comment down below. And so until next time, I hope you have an absolutely royal day, and bye for now!